Wow, this is actually happening. Guys, we're getting the Pakled Clumpship from Star Trek Lower Decks. You know, if this had been announced last week, I would have assumed that this was going to be the April Fool's Day joke, but nope. We're on the 8th, and so actually this is going live today apparently. So April 8th, this is going to be going live on PC for Star Trek Online. Console, you guys will probably be getting this at a later date, probably in the next month or two. It's a miracle worker ship apparently, which kind of makes sense for the vibe of the clump ship. It's a freaking miracle that the Pakleds can get this thing to actually work. So miracle worker kind of fits the vibe there. Let's get a look at the stats. Hull modifier of 1.16. Wow, very, very hull tanky, very light on shielding with a shield modifier of 0.95. So very weak in shields, very high in hull. So this is going to make for a nice hull tank probably. It's going to have a 4-4 weapons layout. Don't like that. 4 device slots. In the bridge officer seating, we've got a commander universal / miracle worker. That's interesting. Lieutenant commander engineer / command, lieutenant commander tactical, lieutenant level universal, and ensign universal. So this is going to be one of the few ships in Star Trek Online that has a commander level universal seat. That's kind of interesting. This is going to give you some reasonable flexibility on what you're going to be able to use with those high level seats. So that could be kind of useful. You can use that as like a tactical seat, though then you're gonna have a lot of tactical seating, but then you can make this thing really tactical heavy, really science heavy, really engineering heavy. You've got some direction on where you want to go there. Miracle Worker command, I mean, Miracle Worker makes sense, like I said, but command, I don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, with how big these were, like big hulking ships in Star Trek Lower Decks, so I guess command kind of makes sense for these, but command, Miracle Worker and command are paired way too often, in my opinion. We have so many ships that are Miracle Worker and command, in, you know, in one direction or another. This one being a full Miracle Worker secondary command. It's just, guys, you need to vary this up a bit more, because we got a lot of Miracle Worker command ships over the past few years. It's getting kind of ridiculous. Consoles, 4 tactical, 4 engineering, 3 science, 1 universal. Base turn rate of 5.5. That is that is very low. This is going to be a very bulky feeling ship. So this is not going to be a fast maneuverable ship. This is going to be this thing is going to move like a house. That's how this is going to feel. Impulse modifier of 0.17, inertia rating of 35. Yeah, this is going to be a very large, very bulky ship that is not gonna move very easily. Power bonuses, +5 to engine power, you're gonna need it. +5 to shields, +10 to weapons, +10 to auxiliary. So not a bad spread in the power bonuses there. I kind of like that. It's got a new console, which we'll get into that in a bit. It can equip dual cannons. It has sensor analysis. That's kind of interesting, which I went over like the details of what sensor analysis is recently in that secondary deflector video I did. You're probably not going to get a huge amount out of sensor analysis without a secondary deflector, which this obviously doesn't have, because they've classified this as a battle cruiser apparently. So yeah, definitely no secondary deflector. But that's kind of interesting, just because I mean you're going to be able to get, you know, a little bit extra you know, extra damage onto a single target with sensor analysis. It's not something you commonly see on ships that aren't science ships, so it's kind of neat. But yeah, sensor analysis, can equip dual cannons. It's a battle cruiser, so it's got buffs to physical and kinetic damage resistance, crit severity, energy damage resistance, and maximum hull HP, which is kind of interesting. And it's got a unique starship trait called Pakled Big. We'll get into that in a bit. Admiralty stats, for those of care, engineering 60, science 26, tactical 37, and it's special. It ignores plus or minus engineering from events. The console is called Pakled Technological Space Hook. The flavor text here is just adorable. Pakled smart. Enemy ships keep warping out of Pakled weapon reach. Pakled's added space hook. It grab enemy ships. Now enemy ships can't escape. Pakled then fire weapons on enemy ships. Sometimes Pakled weapons also hurt enemy ships' friends. Pakleds have many weapons on ships. Different weapons on every slot. Pakled strong. cute, but doesn't really tell us much about what the console actually does. Apparently, it will apparently grab onto an enemy target. It will deal some extra damage to that target and any surrounding targets, I guess. But, you know, some tooltip information would have been really nice here. The Star Trek trait is called Pakled Big. Pakleds might not know how technology works, but they certainly know how to make it work. Yeah, that makes sense. But, you know, this is the Pakleds we're talking about. They pick up scrap from fallen ships and stick whatever survives onto their systems. As such, you can never know what to expect when dealing with one. That's the whole description there. So it's a trait that apparently works off of destroying enemy ships, and then you get something will happen. It'd be nice to know what will happen, but yeah, who knows? That's some great flavor text right there. That's really what I love to read. That's definitely gonna sway me into wanting this ship or not. Ugh. Okay, so the console and trait, I have no idea. Who knows how this is gonna work? They give you literally no useful information here whatsoever. Which, you know, again, thanks a lot. Really love it when you do that. When you do that, guys, it's really great marketing right there. Anyway, the stats on the ship itself, not terrible, I guess. Like, I don't like that it's a 4-4. 5-3, I think, would have been better. But, you know, I always say that, and there's always someone out there to fight me on this. And you know what? I don't care. Leave me alone. Anyway, this sounds like something that would make up for a pretty decent tank. The American Worker Command, you know, definitely, you know, it's got some tanky qualities, plus with that ridiculously high hull modifier, so that's something there. This will make for a decent broadsider. You know, it would either way with 5-3 or 4-4, but, you know, with 4-4, you're kind of locked into broadsiding. That commander level universal seat, that's pretty interesting too. Not a lot of ships have that in Star Trek Online, so it's going to give you some interesting flexibility that you don't normally have on a lot of other tier 6 ships. So overall, I do like it, but now let's get into the downside, which is this is going to be an Infinity promo ship. So this is going to be a very expensive gamble box ship that is going to be joining the likes of the Lamar or the Constitution 3 or the Sagan. So yeah, if you're wanting this ship, good luck. Though one of the few upsides is that this will be available in next year's event campaign. So if this is something you're going to be wanting to go after, yeah, that is an option to get it for free. But other than that, you're going to have to rely on either the Infinity boxes or trying to buy it off of another player who got lucky with the boxes. So yeah, overall, it's an amusing ship, like, you know, Pakled Clumpship. It's from Lower Decks. Obviously, part of me kind of wants it, but given that it is a promo ship, I'm probably not going to be going after this anytime soon, if at all, because like I said, American Worker Command, it's been overused lately, in my opinion. I'm not thrilled that it's a 4-4. It's just, I like the novelty of it, but this doesn't feel like something I would use all that often. And again, I can't really say anything about the Starship trait or the console because they gave us literally no useful information whatsoever in this, so I can't really tell you one way or another if this is going to be of any use or not. Which, you know how much I love it when they do that. So I think we're going to wrap it up there because there's really not much else to say about the ship. Like I said, the stats aren't bad. They're kind of interesting, but they're not going to be anything like super amazing. Can't really say anything about the Starship Trader console because they give you literally no useful information there. You know, love it when they do that. Overall, the ship, it's a neat gimmick. You know, it's the Pakled Clumpship from Lower Decks. It's a big, silly ship that can do some kind of interesting things, but it's not going to be anything like super interesting in terms of the meta or anything like that. You're going for this for Space Barbie, basically. If it weren't a promo ship, I would probably be interested in it, but, you know, expensive single character unlock gamble box ship, it's for what you're getting, I don't think it's worth it. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Are you into it? Are you not that into it? Would you be into it if it weren't a promo ship? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Okay, actually, there is one more thing to talk about with this ship. Counselor Suna, the current community manager for Star Trek Online, posted this video showing off some of the customization options that will be included with the Clump ship. So there are going to be some options here with this ship in terms of customizing it, various colors, as well as a few different customization pieces on the actual ship itself. So you kind of to replicate the actual feel of the Clump ship in Star Trek Lower Decks, because no two Clump ships look the same because they were just a random mishmash bunch of different technologies from whatever they can scavenge. So they're replicating that feel through the look of the ship. So you're gonna be able to make your clump ship look a little bit different than someone else's clump ship, which that's pretty nice because a lot of the promo ships we've been getting lately, they don't really customize well with pretty much anything else, especially stuff from the newer ships, because not every ship is going to be able to be incorporated into the existing skeleton of an older ship. But with this one, looks like they are giving you a few extra pieces in order to play around with, so that's kind of nice. It doesn't really change my overall opinion of the ship. It's neat. It's kind of like the whole ship, really. It's neat, but it's expensive. Oh, hey, and one last bit. Apparently, the 15th anniversary bundle is going live on console for today. So, Xbox and PlayStation players, if you've been eager to get your hands on the 15th anniversary bundle or any of the individual ships that are going to be released with it, they are now available today, so be sure to get them while they're on sale. I have already done reviews on all 4 of the ships, as well as a visual review on the TMP version of the Theseus that was the bundle exclusive. So yeah, go check those out if you haven't seen them already, and have fun with these ships, because they were a blast. I had a lot of fun in these. These are some really cool ships, so look forward to those, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below, like I said before, and I will see you guys later.